The countryside in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is home for many hidden secrets. People for years have speculated about the existence of aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot, heck, even Hero Brian has appeared in discussions. In part 1 of this series I showcased and discussed all 16 myths in Los Santos. In part 2 I talked about the 8 hidden secrets which Mountain Chariot holds, and now I'll talk about the biggest source of crazy myths, the countryside. A place many not dare to visit at night, especially if it's foggy. Who knows what lurks in the shadows. I will of course be using the Super Myths mod for this showcase, feel free to try it yourselves. Let's begin. The first myth we'll look at is Banaspati, found close to the bottom of the map. If you know your Japanese or Indonesian folklore, you would realize that the fire spirit is hunting us. Banaspati will spawn in and start setting everything it touches on fire, yes, even you, the player. Being a spirit it cannot be killed even if you use a fire extinguisher, it's just that powerful. To prepare I recommend completing the firefighter mission so you become fireproof and approach it on foot. Being in a vehicle is a very bad idea. This spirit can also spawn in this area, so be careful and avoid it at midnight. Very close by here on the map, if you look around the trees you may spot a fit surfer or beach goer. There's something weird about him, I can't figure out what. Let's head towards him and get a closer look. If we put our heads together we might figure it out. So this myth is called No Head. I don't know why, it must be his nickname in college. This completely normal person is harmless towards you and will not attack you unless provoked. Probably because he has no eyes, nose and ears, he cannot see, smell or hear you coming. After you attack he'll try to get you using gym moves. Since he's almost naked he doesn't have any weapons on him. If you try burning him or using melee weapons you are out of luck. No Head will only die from explosions or bullets. Upon death he'll drop $20,000. And now for the myth everybody waited for, the most famous myth ever in the Grand Theft Auto franchise. That's right, it's Bigfoot. Mr. Foot will spawn in this area only when approached from north. Don't worry however, you don't need to hide, he is docile and will walk past you if you're not a threat. CJ can even talk to him if he presses the Y button.
The Grove, perpetrator, what you gonna do about it?
So here's a question for you, how do you think Bigfoot attacks? Does he use his giant feet, or his muscles? Does he choke you out? Well, no, he is strapped. Once attacked or you say something bad about him, he pull out a pistol and shoots CJ.
OGS for life, bitch.
He's pretty harmless with his puny pistol and CJ can take him out using bullets or melee weapons. Upon death, Bigfoot will drop $20,000. Still in Back or Beyond, but a bit higher, we can find Ice. Ice is the thing you use to see the myths. This creature is a floating eyeball and being one, it cannot hold guns or punch you with its fists, because it doesn't have any. Ice will headbutt you, or I-butt you I guess, and every 5 seconds it will teleport behind you and do the same. Ice can usually die from bullets, but it can also be drowned if you manage to get him into a river. Upon death, this monster will drop a whopping $100,000. Bigfoot is not the biggest creature in the forest. Oh no. In this area close to the fire spirit we can find a much bigger and scarier creature. It's a giant. This tall bastard has horns, armor, lots of muscles and can pack a punch. Luckily for us, this giant is hostile only when provoked. Once you do, you better have a minigun handy because that's the only way you can penetrate his armor. Shoot him in the chest for the best effect and watch him go down. Alternatively, if you're fast enough and get away, you can simply climb a rock and watch him try to get you, getting stuck in the forest. What a dummy! Upon death he drops $70,000 as a reward. I'm sure you guys have seen some damaged cars in the forest of San Andreas, right? They're abandoned, beaten up and seem pretty normal. Well, they're not as normal as they look. At exactly midnight, after you approach one and damage it, it will go after you. Its only form of attack is to ram you and run you over, so if you park yourself behind a tree or stand next to one, you'll be safe. They can be found right over here, and unfortunately for us, blowing these vehicles will not give you any money. There's no reward and you can get only a heart attack when one of these things starts moving and you don't expect it. Do you guys hate mosquitoes? I bet you do, but do you know what's worse than mosquitoes? Moths. Not just any moths, however, but Mothman. Here in Beacon Hill, we can find a myth of a man who thinks he's a moth. His suit is pretty resistant since he cannot be damaged with fire or explosions. You can only fight this creature using bullets or your fists. Which honestly seems fair because he also uses fists.
Think I'm a bitch 'cause the way I dress, huh?
After some struggle, since he has a lot of health, you can take him down and he'll drop $20,000. The last couple myths are very similar, but they are very involved and complex. Let's look at the firecock first, located in Leafy Hollow. If you approach the Truth's farm at exactly midnight, a few armed goons will spawn in. They are pretty easy to defeat, so you should have no problem doing it. After you waste them, all you gotta do is wait a few seconds and the sky will change. Everything else will stay the same for a few more seconds. After that, you'll be teleported to the Shadow Realm, a very spooky place home of many dangers. A few seconds after you spawn, a firecock will spawn as well, playing this sound. So very spooky. This dude will blow up every 10 seconds, so it's best to stay at a distance as much as you can. You can only damage your cock via explosions. The RPG is a decent weapon to use, however my weapon of choice is satchels. Place a few on the ground, wait for your cock to show up, and explode them when he walks over them. Unfortunately, this could take 10-15 minutes because it takes 50 to 60 satchels to fully dispatch of this cock. After you do, you'll be teleported back to the Truth's farm and be rewarded with $500,000. Like I said, the next myth is very similar. It's located right here in this farm at midnight. A few people spawn, you waste them, the sky changes, you get teleported to the Shadow Realm, and this time a water cock will spawn instead. Its mechanics are the same, however it's a bit more difficult to see since it doesn't leave a fire trail behind. Upon death it once again drops $500,000. If you wanna check out the myths in Los Santos and Mountain Chile, then check the description for the previous videos. This video was possible thanks to Case Nice. He gave me lots of juicy info on how to find and fight all these myths, so a huge thank you to him and a big thank you to my other supporters: Sean Pascal, Lavide Karena Hirsash, Chimonish Polib, Dana J, Bad Boy Hero, Jebediah, Versetti Gwen, Galaxy Hats, Marius, Sparky and everybody else.